We wanted to set up a simple form of the card game called Rummy, but it's turned out to be a bit more difficult than we thought. But we want to improve our coding skills. So we're going to look at how to solve a problem in Python. So the background is the Fun and Games series. We wanted to create a card game that's like Rummy but with 7 cards. That seems quite straightforward. So we had a look on the internet to do some research, and there didn't seem to be any videos on YouTube and nothing on the internet. No bells there then. The overall game will include suits and play against a computer, but in this video we just want to complete the most simplest of games. So we're going to break the problem down, and the first part is setting up the game. We have to create a pack, shuffle that pack, deal 7 cards and show the hand. We can't show you all the code because that took over 30 minutes, so we show the highlights. So to start off with, we get the cards from the code we used before. Then we take 7 cards from the end for the player's hand, the next 7 cards before that for the computer's hand, and then we deduct those 14 cards from the pack. So we need to convert those cards into the numbers from 2 to 10 and the Jack to the Ace, and then once we've converted the card we sort the hand, and then we need to change it so the user can then see the cards when we use the printed card function that we created before. And now you can see the Jack, Queen, King and Ace cards. We're going to have to keep on showing the hand, so if we reuse code in this way it's better to create a function. So we're going to create a function called printed hand, and in this function we just use a for loop to change each card to the printed version, so we can show the number or the Jack, Queen, King or Ace and then show that hand. Now let's move to the player options. To start off we have the flop card, and to see that we're going to have to convert the card, so flop equals convert card. And spell it right, and then to see it we're going to have to say printed card and then the flop. So that shows the spare card that's going to be offered to the player. Now the player options function. Do you wish to keep the card or take a new card? So that is a string, so let's put it in quotes. So we've got if choice equals K, that means they want to keep the card, then we want the flop to be added to the hand. So hand dot append flop, and then the user needs to choose, the player needs to choose which card they want to remove. So we can have remove card, and then the hand, the player is going to choose which card they want to remove the hand. So let's do that in another function. Else, let's break from the while loop. Else, so the choice is to take a new card, so we have the cards and we're going to pop them to get the new card. So let's say new card, so if they want to keep the new card, then we've got and append new, the new card. So flop would equal the new card. So the new card the user doesn't want to keep in a hand, they can just put back onto the discarded cards. If new equals yes, then we want to append a card. So if they want to keep the new card, append, and then they've got to remove the card. So if they take the new card, they still have to remove a card from their hand, the player. Else the flop is just new. And either way we're going to break from that loop. That's what happens if they keep the card. Now if they didn't say and break, if they said no, they don't want to keep that card, then we get the new card from the pack, ask them do they wish to keep the new card. If they don't, then perhaps we can just print the hand, and then the flop will equal the new card. If they do want to keep it, then we want the hand, sort the hand with the new card and print the hand. So we want to sort that. We want to sort after we put the new card in there. The hand and the flop card is going to equal remove card from the hand, and we're going to do that either when they have the flop card or the new card. Remove a card. Which card do you wish to discard? So we have the discard card. We've got 2 to 10 as a number. We've got Jack is going to be, let's say it asks for a J. We've got Queen asks for a Q. We've got King asks for a K. Or Ace asks for an A. So now we need to check to say if the discarded card is going to equal, when it's going to be a J. So if discarded card equals Jack and 11 is in the hand, because the hand will need to have a Jack to be able to discard it. So 12 in hand for Queen and 13 in hand for King and 14 in hand for Ace and so that's less than 11, and int of discarded card is in hand. So that means that whatever the card the user wants is actually in the hand. So then we have to remove the discarded card. Now if it's a Jack, we're going to remove 11 and then we just break out of the loop. So we do a similar thing with the Queen and the King and the Ace. And if it's a number, we're going to remove that number, so it's going to be the int of the discarded card, because remember that when the user puts it in, they're putting in a string. So let's remove our card. So also we need to know what the flop is. So the flop will equal the card that they've removed, or it's going to equal the int of the discarded card. So we have our hand, we have our flop, so that's our remove card. Now let's put it all together. We're going to have to show the flop card first of all. And then we need to check to see if it's the end of the game. So we have the code that we did previously, and we can add that to check to see if it's the end. That's in a file called check hand, so we can add check hand dot check end when we're playing. So if end equals 1, so we're going to say end equals 0 to start off with, so while we're playing it's 0, but if it's the end of the game, then we're going to print a message, well done, end of game. So in the for loop, the computer has a turn. Whatever the computer gives back as a flop card would then be given to the user as the flop card in the loop. If it's not K and it's not N, we print the error message. And also when we get the new card, we have to show the new card to the user. So we can say new equals convert card, show equals print card, and then print show. And finally, after some debugging, we can see also when there's end of game that we forgot to break out of the loop. Okay, so let's save that and let's see if it runs. Okay, so when we run it, here's our hand and here's our flop card. So do we want to keep a 3? No. We've got an ace. Do we want to keep an ace? No. An 8. Do we want to keep an 8? No. Maybe yes. Let's say try it for keep an 8. So we put Y in. That's not right. We want K for keep it. So now we have the 8. Which card do we want to discard? Let's discard the queen. So that worked. Now we've got a jack. So do we want to keep jack? Not really. Doesn't make any difference. So 5, no. Let's carry on. 2 is good, so we keep that. Yes. So we've got T, 3, 4, 5. So what do we want to get rid of? Perhaps the 10. So now a 9, yes. So we want to keep the 9, yes. Which one do we want to discard? We discard the 7. And there we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Well done. End of game. So let's have a final look at our code. We started off with the code that we had previously, get cards, convert card, printed card. We added print hand to show the hand. We had remove card when the user had 8 cards, the player has 8 cards and needs to take one out. And the main function was the player options. Do they want to keep the flop? If they do, then remove a card. If they don't, they get a new card. Do they want to keep that? And in the main part of the code, after we created the hands, we had a for loop that we offer the player options, and we haven't done the computer part. That will be next. Well, that's the code from this video finished. Subscribe to receive new videos designed to improve your programming skills, and if you would like to support the channel, please click on the bell and share using Facebook and Twitter. Okay, thank you for watching.